Hi Scholar, welcome to Post Scholar's channel. In as much as I know that I want to help you with some mathematical problems, my heart rejoices when I receive feedback from you, whether negative or positive. So after finish watching this video, I would like to see your comments. Thanks. The title of this video is Multiplication of Number Bases. There are 5 questions we are going to solve together. So without any further ado, let's start. Solution. Now, question 1 says 1102 base 2 times 11 base 2. 1101 base 2 times 11 base 2. So let's multiply this. Now, take note, we already know the principle of multiplication, principle of number base. You mustn't exceed the base, neither must the digit you write must not be equal to the base, neither must it exceed the base. So let's start. 1 times 1 gives 1. It has not exceeded the base, so write it joyfully. 1 times 0, 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 1 again, 1. 1 times 1, 1. Next, move to these digits. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 1, 1. Now we add up. 1 plus nothing gives 1. 1 plus 0 gives 1. 1 plus 0 again. 1 plus 0, 1 plus 0 again gives 1. And 1 plus 1 gives 2. Now you can't write this 2. Rather, you say, how many of the base, which is 2, can you find in 2? This is 1 remainder 0. Now you write the remainder, which is 0, and you carry 1. Now you add up again. 1 plus 1 is still the same thing as 2. You also say 2 into, which is 1 remainder. It's still the same thing as 1 remainder 0. So you write the remainder first of all, 0, and there's nothing to carry here. So you just put the 1 close to it, 1. This is your final answer in base 2. Next, question 2. Question 2 says 10011 base 2 times 101 base 2. 10011 multiplied by 101 all in base 2 multiplication. Now let's start. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 1, 1. Now, next digit. 0 times 1, 0. 0 times 1 again, 0. 0 times 0, 0. 0 times 0, 0. And 0 times 1, 0. Right? Next, 1 times, next digit. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 1 again, 1. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 0. 1 times 0 again, 0. And 1 times 1. 1 times 1, 1. Now we add up. So you have 1 plus nothing, 1. 1 plus 0, 1. 0 plus 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 0 plus 0, 1. 0 plus 0, 0. 1 plus nothing, 1. And this is the final answer in base 2. Next, moving on to question 3. Question 3 says 325 base 5 times 21 base 5. 321 base 5 times 21 base 5. Right? Now we are multiplying in base 5. So what do? Beginning from this digit, 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 2, 2. We have not exceeded the base. That's why I'm writing it freely. 1 times 3, 3. Next digit now. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 3, 6. You can't write down 6. So you say 6 divided by the base, which is 5. This gives 1 remainder 1. So you write down the remainder as 1. And you carry the 1 to the next place, which is here, 1. Now you can add up. 1 plus nothing, 1. 2 plus 2, 4. 3 plus 4 gives 7. You can write down 7. So you say, how many 5 can you find in 7? This should be 2. 1 remainder 2. So you write down the remainder 2 and you carry 1. 1 plus 1 gives 2. And 1 plus nothing gives 1. This is the final answer in base 5. Next, question 4. Question 4 says 110.11 base 2 times 11.1 base 2. Question 4. Yes, question 4. 11011 times 111. Remember, there's a point here. 110.11 times 111. 0.1. Now, to multiply this, first of all, we ignore the decimal point. Now, when we ignore the decimal point, we'll come back to it. It's not called decimal point, right? It's called binary point because we are working in base 2, right? If it's base 10, it's called decimal point. So let's ignore the decimal point for now. So ignore the decimal points. This gives 11011 times 111 base 2 and base 2. Now 1 times 1 1, 1 times 1 1, 1 times 0 0, 1 times 1 1, 1 times 1 1. Now if you observe, you see that the digits are the same, so we'll just duplicate it, leaving a space at the extreme end. So we can write 1 1 0 1 1, and for the last one 1 1 0 1 1, right? The multiplication of this one gives the multiplication of the first one gives this, multiplication of the second digit gives this, multiplication of the third digit gives this. So they are the same. Now you add up. 1 plus nothing gives 1, 1 plus 1 gives 2. You can't write 2, so you say how many 2 can you find in 2, which is the base? This gives 1, remainder 0. You write down the remainder, which is 0, and you carry 1. Next, 1 plus 1 plus 1 gives 3. You can write down 3. So you say 3 divided by the base, which is 2. How many 2 can you find 3? That's 1, remainder 1. So you write down 1, carry 1. You add up again. 1 plus 1 plus 1, same thing, 1 remainder 1. Write down 1, carry 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 again, 3. Same thing, 1 remainder 1. Write down 1, carry 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 gives 3. Same thing, write down 1, carry 1. And 1 plus 1 gives 2. We've done it already. And it is 1 remainder 0. So you write your 0, and which is the remainder, and carry 1. The final answer in base 2. But remember, we are working with decimal points. Don't forget. So how many digits do you have after decimal points? First digit, second digit, third digit. This is a binary point rather, not decimal point. So how many number do you have after the binary point? First digit, second digit, third digit. So you count third digits, 3 digits, 1 2 3. So decimal point will be here, and this is exactly the final answer. Next, question 5. This is 6a35 base 16 times 74 base 16. Now let's solve. 6a35 base 16 times 74 base 16, right? 16 and base 16. Now remember, if you are working in base 16, what you should understand is that you are counting in hexadecimal. And when you count in hexadecimal, it's simply 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next value instead of 10, A, B, C, D, E, F. Right? Where A represents 10, B represents 11, C represents 12, D represents 13, E represents 14, and F represents 15. Now let's multiply straight away now. 6a35 multiplied by 74, all in base 16. Now you need to follow me carefully. So let's start. 4 times 5 gives 20. You can't write down 20 because it's greater than the base. So you say 20 divided by the base, which is 16, gives what? 1 remainder 4. So you write down the remainder 4 and carry 1 somewhere here, right? Now, next, 4 times 3 gives 12 plus the one you carried, 13. Is less than 16, so you can write it. But what does 13 represent? 13 represents D, so you write D. Next, 4 times A. What does A represent? A represents 10. So 4 times 10 gives 40. You can write it down. So you say, how many 40 can you find in the base, which is 16? That should be 2 remainder 8. So you write down the remainder 8 and you carry 2 somewhere here, right? Now, 4 times 6 gives 24 plus the remainder you carried gives 26. You can't write down 26, but you can say 26 divided by 16, which is the base, gives, that's 1 remainder 10. So you write down the remainder, which is 10, but you can't write 10 because 10 is represented as what? A. So you write A, which is the remainder, and you write 1 in front, right? Now we are done with the first digit. Moving on to the second digit. We say, let me erase this one. So because we are done with that part. Now for the second digit, which is 7. 7 times 5, you have 35. You can write down 35, right? So you say, how many 35 can you find in the base, which is 16? This gives 2 remainder 3, right? So you write down the remainder, which is 3, and you carry your 2. Then next you say 7 times 3. This gives 21. 21 plus 2 gives 23. You can't write down 23, but you can say 23 in 16, which is the base. Sorry, 23. 23 divided by 16, which is the base, gives 1 remainder 7. So you write down the remainder, which is 7, and carry, let me erase all this one, and carry 1 now, right? So you continue by saying 7 times A. A represents 10, right? Look at it here. So 7 times 10 is what? 70 plus this remainder you carried, 71. But you can't write down 71, but you can say 71 divided by the base, which is 16, equals to 4 remainder 7. So you write down the remainder, which is 7, and carry 4. Next, you say 7 times 6. 7 times 6 is 42, plus this 4 gives 46. Yes. So you can't write down 46, but you can say 46. 46 divided by the base, which is 16, is equal to 2 remainder what? 14, right? So you write down the remainder, which is 14, and 14 is represented as what? Let's look at E. So you write E, then the next value in front, which is 2, then you write 2 in front. Now you are done with the multiplication of both digits. So you can add up. Adding up, 4 plus nothing gives 4. D represents 13, right? D represents 13. So you can say 13 plus 3. 13 plus 3 gives what? That's 16. Sorry. Okay. D represents 13. 13 plus 3 gives 16. So you can't write down 16 because it's exactly the base. Rather, you say, how many 16 can you find in 16, right? This should give you 1 remainder 0. So you write the remainder, which is 0, and you carry 1. Let me erase these ones, please, so that there will be space. Now we can continue. 1 plus 8 plus 7. That should be 16 again. You can't write down 16, but you can say 16 in 16 is 0, 1 remainder 0. So you write down the remainder, which is 0, and carry 1. Now, 1 plus E represents 10. 1 plus 10, 11, and 11 plus 7 gives 18, right? You can't write down 18, but you can say, how many 18 can you find in 16? This should be 1 remainder 2. So you write down remainder, which is 2, and you carry 1, right? Now you say 1 plus 1, which is 2, plus E. E represents 14. So 2 plus 14 gives 18, right? Sorry, 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus E represents 14. 2 plus 14 is 16, right? So the same process here, 1 remainder 0. So you write your 0 and you carry 1. Then lastly, 1 plus 2 gives 3. So you don't have any issue with this. So you simply write your 3. And that's the final answer, all in base 16. You can see each of these digits must never be greater than 16 or equals to the base. Now we have come to the end of this video. I believe you have learned how to multiply number base. Thanks for watching, and I would love to see you in my next video. Bye.